I moved my whole life. My father was in the Air Force and I grew up all over Canada. I had moved 39 times in my life. And I came to Winnipeg again, probably for the fourth time in 2007, and I started working here and I realized how important community was to me personally. Yeah, we live in very fractured times where people are mobile, they don't know their neighbors, people are fearful of one another. And I think this organization, as much as any other that I've been a part of or know about, is creating a change and creating a new possibility in our world where people build relationships with one another, are reliant on one another, and talk to one another actively to make their world a better place. We can't control what happens in China or in the Middle East, but we can control what happens right here at home, and we can make this small neighborhood a beacon and kind of a showcase for what's possible in our society. Hi, my name is Greg McPherson. I'm the Executive Director of West Broadway Community Organization. We are a residents association and neighborhood renewal corporation representing the people, businesses, organizations, and stakeholders of the West Broadway neighborhood. Over the last 20 years, we've seen a huge change in our neighborhood where people are becoming more engaged, they're getting to know their neighbors, they're starting to find work, they're being trained, they're finding educational opportunities, they're accessing healthy food more regularly, our use of health resources is falling. Across the board, this neighborhood is a case study in revitalization and neighborhood success. But there's still a lot of work to be done. We're part of what I like to think of as the solution in this neighborhood. We're a residents association where hundreds of people get together every year to make our neighborhood what it is. And what we do is we ask the community on a regular basis, what should we keep in this neighborhood, what should we change in this neighborhood, and what should we bring to this neighborhood?
This garden would not be here if it wasn't for the organization. They initiated the contact between clinic and community gardeners way back years ago, and it was just 4 little plots that they asked to be put in, and now it is overly productive with berries and many different types of vegetables and fruits that the community needs.
If we don't have programs and services available in our neighborhood, we create them ourselves in-house at West Broadway Community Organization. And over the years, we've had a few flagship programs started. Probably the most notable is the Good Food Club. The Good Food Club is incredible. It started in 2002 by local residents, and it's not a program per se as much as it is a club. People get together, they eat. It's food-centered, so people with nutrition issues or with barriers to employment and barriers to socializing come together, they meet their neighbors, they eat healthy food, and they basically improve their lives just by being part of this club.
They came into our building, introduced themselves, helped us out, me personally, with a lot of things, bug infestation, vermin, things like that, little problems that we did have when we were having a hard time. They worked with the owners of the building and got all the specifics together for getting rid of these bugs and vermin.
Another program that we're really proud of is our property improvement program. We've been running that for over a decade in West Broadway, and we've leveraged millions of dollars in private spending for property owners in our neighborhood. So we've been working with local landlords and local property owners for a long time, and the City of Winnipeg and the province of Manitoba, to offer people small matching grants, where if they bring money to the table, we'll match it, and almost across the board, people will beat the matching amount. So we've spent about $42,000 to $50,000 a year on this program, and we've seen every single year leveraging of $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 in private spending. So that level of reinvestment in our community is massive, and it's made a huge difference on the way it looks and the way it feels on our streets. We work really hard to make sure that the diversity of this neighborhood is respected, the livability is improved, and that people work together to take pride in their neighborhood and to make the kind of changes that they see are necessary for themselves and their families.
It is extremely important that there's a partnership in this neighborhood between the businesses and the residents. So having the Biz as an organization and the West Broadway Community Organization working together on stuff means everything, because that way we can do things cohesively and make everything bigger and better.
One of the best things we have going for us these days is there's been a huge local reinvestment of businesses, and we have this burgeoning business sector in West Broadway that hasn't been seen in decades. And so a combination of local residents who are committed and energetic, and local businesses that are determined and imaginative, it's creating, I think, one of the most exciting times that the inner city has seen in many, many years. And we're busy all the time. West Broadway, Greg speaking.